everybody, welcome to week 11. Sorry for the whimsical bright colors. It turns out the only room you can't hear my son being fussy in right now happens to be his room. So week 11 is going to be an interesting week for us. Shadowing everything is that week 11 is the week before spring break. There's something kind of interesting about the way I work spring break. We'll get to that in a second. That being said though, this week is really important because we're doing our Excel practical exam. Kind of like the Word practical exam we did, a few weeks ago. Just like then, I've eliminated all other assignments from this week. There's no reading, there's no quiz, there's no discussion, there's no regular lab, there's just the Word or the Excel practical lab. That's one assignment, one thing you have to do. So the Excel practical exam is going to work very similarly to the Word practical exam. You log into my IT lab, you click on the link, you get the little window with the 3 steps. The first step is to download the files. In this case, there's only 2 files. There's a Word file that has all of the directions, the things you're going to need to change in the Excel document, and the Excel document that you're going to make all those changes to. Once you download those 2 files, you just they're your files, right? They're locally stored on your computer. You can put them onto a flash drive. You can move them from computer to computer. You can work on them at your own pace. But just remember, they're digitally signed so that you can't use somebody else's file. And I'm also going to mention that any changes you make to that document, the actual content that you put into the document will also be digitally signed. So if you were kind of thinking you could get around stuff by copying and pasting from somebody else, it's going to mark you as an integrity violation, right? That you've cheated. And then we're going to have to do something with the college and stuff. So don't do that, all right? Make sure that you're doing your own work in your own file. It's not just the file, it's also the content, all digitally signed, right? But you follow the instructions, you make the changes to the Excel document on your computer, take as long as you want. Well, make sure you get it done by the time it disappears. And then once you're done, take that file, upload it back to the system, and it'll grade it for you. Just like with the Word practical exam, the Excel practical exam works the exact same way. If you need any sort of help or directions getting started, there's a video in the week 11 folder. Be sure to check that video out. It'll tell you everything you need to know in order to complete the Excel practical exam. Now, I mentioned there was something interesting about the way spring break works. The idea for me is that spring break does not exist, right? It does not. It's just like that calendar week has been removed from my mind, which means that your 1 week late period isn't next week, right? Because next week is spring break and spring break doesn't exist. Your 1 week late period is the week following. It's week 12. Week 12 starts the week after spring break. And so that means that to complete your Excel practical, you actually have 3 weeks. You have this week, you have spring break, and you have the week after spring break. Now, that will hopefully allow you to actually enjoy your spring break, which I hope is the case. But if you can, be sure to try to get that practical exam done before spring break. That way you can just be done with it, make it so that when you get back from spring break, we're going to start PowerPoint, which is a lot easier than Excel, and things are just going to get easier from there. If you don't get to finish this week, you know that you can still enjoy all your spring break plans, and you still have that week late period when you get back. If you think that, wow, I'm really struggling, I really need to focus on this, and I need more time, then you actually have 3 weeks in order to finish the practical exam. It does mean working over spring break. I hope you don't have to do it. But if you need the time, you've got a little extra time. So make the decision that's best for you and do whatever you need to do to make sure you get it done by the end of week 12, which again is the week after spring break. Now, this actually has nothing to do with the class, but it's just a quick reminder. Spring break is a great time. You can have a lot of fun. You can do many, many things. But be safe, all right? We definitely want you back after spring break. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, make sure you've got a designated driver. Don't do anything too crazy. Life is about balance. Have fun, but make sure that you take care of yourself in the process. And that's it. One assignment for week 11, and then afterwards, a week off. And I think we could all probably use that. If you have any questions, you need anything, remember there's the videos in the week 11 folder to help you. If you don't have Office, I put that video back into the week 11 folder so that with the instructions on how to download Office as a Fresno City College student for free. So take advantage of that if you need Office. And yeah, if you have any questions, be sure to email me, and I'll see you online. I know that I'm the one who picked out the poster, but I'm kind of hoping that my son doesn't grow up to think that robots are actually friends, and he finds, human ones.